This chilling footage comes from Daniel Thompson, who lives with his mother in a 3-story home filled with antiques and rare collectibles. Many of these items, some of which were imported from overseas, are both expensive and unnerving. Daniel's mother has been collecting antiquities since he was a child, turning their house into a museum of oddities. But out of everything in the home, 2 objects disturb Daniel the most: a porcelain doll stationed at the front entrance, and a dollhouse that fills him with an unexplainable sense of dread. It's the dollhouse, however, that seems to be the source of something truly strange.
I don't know how to explain it. The only thing I can say that has happened with it is sometimes when I walk by, or I go, the bathroom's back there, and I walk through and I hear like tapping coming from this room. It's like it's like yeah, it's like, you know, like the tapping kept happening, and I came over and I was trying to figure out like where it was coming from, but it was coming from this dollhouse, and I don't know where, and it hasn't done it since.
According to Daniel, he began hearing tapping noises coming from it, soft knocks that seemed to echo from within. This room once belonged to his sister, but now he's installed a security camera there, hoping to catch whatever might be causing the sounds. Then, one day, as Daniel walks past the room, something unsettling happens.
Do you hear that? Those are the tapping noises I was talking about. Where is this coming from? It's like knocking at the door. Hello?
The tapping is heard again. 3 distinct knocks, but there's no visible source. Nothing in the room moves. No explanation can be found. Determined to figure it out, Daniel keeps recording. But the next day, what the camera captures sends shivers down his spine. The miniature figurines inside the dollhouse appear to move on their own. It's as if something invisible is playing with them. Already shaken by the tapping sounds, this new footage leaves Daniel speechless. He begins to wonder if his mother may have unknowingly brought a cursed or haunted object into their home. Daniel goes silent online after this, not posting any new footage, until 2 nights later, when something happens that compels him to share again. It's around 2:30 a.m. The front door camera captures the sound of knocking, but when the footage is checked, there's no one at the door. What's even more bizarre is that the pattern of knocking matches exactly what was heard on the dollhouse earlier. Now convinced the dollhouse may be the cause, Daniel moves it into the garage and continues recording, wanting to isolate the source of the noises. For a day, nothing happens. Daniel moves on, uploading a new video, this time of his workplace. With no mention of the paranormal events at home, it seems like the strange activity might have finally stopped. But just hours after posting that video, Daniel receives a disturbing message from his mother. It includes footage from their living room's security camera. We see Daniel's mom calmly watching TV, until the sound of bare feet running toward her suddenly breaks the silence. She looks around, clearly frightened, but no one's there.
But I hope you enjoy yourself. Yes.
I'm thinking about
I went over to America 10 years ago, found my luck, and I've been there ever since. Yeah. They call us the Hollywood Rise.
but it never stops playing.
Now fully convinced something is haunting their home, Daniel reviews the garage footage once more and discovers something terrifying. At the same time those phantom footsteps were captured inside, the camera in the garage catches a new event. The doll's eyes move, and the eerie tapping returns. Some viewers speculated the doll might be mechanical, perhaps malfunctioning or glitching. But Daniel later posts another video showing the doll is completely hollow. There's nothing inside. With that theory ruled out, many now believe Daniel and his mother are experiencing a genuine haunting. Whether it's something paranormal or something else entirely, we'll leave that up to you to decide. Is this house truly haunted, or is there another explanation? Let us know what you think. What's up, Silent Nightmare family? I have something huge to share with you today. We just crossed an incredible milestone, 50,000 subscribers. But now it's time to set our sights even higher. If we hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of September, 10 lucky subscribers will each receive a $50 gift card. You can choose any gift cards. That's $500 in total prizes as a thank you to this amazing community. It's super easy to enter. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like this video, comment below with your favorite Silent Nightmare video or your scariest camping story. That's it. Let's hit 100K together and celebrate the only way we know how, with a massive giveaway. In this video, a man named Nick is seen taking care of his elderly grandmother, who suffers from Alzheimer's. It's a condition that often causes confusion, disorientation, and sometimes seeing things that aren't really there. But one night, something happened that Nick couldn't chalk up to illness or imagination. He was recording a short clip of his grandmother when something sudden and unexplainable was captured. Out of nowhere, an object sitting on top of the fridge falls off. No warning, no one near it. What makes this moment even stranger is that, at the exact same time, his grandmother's dog starts growling at nothing. Now, what actually fell?
This is in response to last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines. One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night. You see how far back they are? Genuinely.
Nick shows the item, a small decorative statue. But here's the weird part. It had been sitting far back on the fridge, not near the edge. So, how did it tip over on its own? Nick was baffled, and that's just the beginning.
In charger. I brought my girlfriend Claire here so she can help me demonstrate. But can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it. My question is, like, he is kind of creepy with a smiley face and everything. Even when it gets to the edge, it does that.
After re-watching the footage, Nick notices something else. His Roomba. In the background, the small robotic vacuum is moving oddly, as if stopping and adjusting, like it's sensing someone standing directly in its path. But no one's there. So, what was the Roomba reacting to? Since then, Nick has felt deeply uneasy about being in the kitchen. The TV is in that space, and since it's the only one in the house, he has no choice but to sit there. But one night while watching TV alone, something even more unsettling occurs.
So, I was watching my show, and after last night, I'm definitely not leaving these lights on. But I was watching my show, and there's nothing there.
Both of his grandmother's dogs suddenly begin staring, locked onto something in the room. There's no Roomba this time, nothing else moving, just the dogs. Frozen, focused on the kitchen as if they see something that Nick can't. To make matters worse, Nick remembers something his grandfather told him before he passed away last year. One night, he thought he saw Nick's grandmother standing alone in the kitchen in the dark, but when he looked again, no one was there. Whatever this presence is, Nick believes it's tied to the kitchen. And the very same night he recorded the dogs acting strange, something else happened.
Whoa. Whoa. Yo. Oh, that's cool.
did.
After putting the dogs away and trying to settle back in, he hears a sudden noise, the ice maker going off on its own. Startled, he begins filming again. As he walks through the living room, the Roomba follows him. But then, inexplicably, it flips over. All on its own. There was nothing in its path, no obstacle, no slope. The vacuum simply turns 180 degrees and topples, as if something forcefully pushed it over. Freaked out, Nick stops recording and uploads the footage. And just like before, viewers begin pointing out odd details he hadn't noticed. One person noted how earlier, the Roomba had been moving in a straight line, unusual for a device that usually zigzags or adjusts constantly. Another pointed out that it failed to detect the stair's edge, something it should have paused and turned away from. All of it adds up to something Nick can't explain. And even though nothing major has happened since, the atmosphere around the kitchen remains tense. Was it all just coincidence? Faulty machines? Or is something else occupying that space? For now, like so many others, this video remains an unsettling mystery. On September 27th, 2024, a woman named Jalen quickly reached for her phone to record something strange she witnessed, something she couldn't just brush off. She had been lying in bed at her grandparents' house, working on her laptops, when she caught a subtle movement out of the corner of her eye. Given the home's eerie atmosphere, filled with old vintage items that Jalen believes may be haunted, she wasn't entirely surprised, but this time felt different. This time, she was certain something was truly off. As her camera begins rolling, it becomes clear that what she saw wasn't just in her imagination.
This thing just moved.
Boy, all the talking heads would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and sticking the fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, getting a good win, and see how they react.
Look, there's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're down, if you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2 or 2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left by a part of the left shoe off. How do you assess what that man needs to do? Feels a lot better if he's on the feet.
That would be, if he's missing any significant time out of it, he's that better. He's a better player on the defensive side of football. Really, because they have to be playing from the hand. They're suited, but they have a team, and they can unleash that pass rush. But if you don't have that guy,
The door just moved.
Winning percentage over 60% when they're facing up.
33 repeals 100 affordable housing laws, including the
Quiet early on, much more involved, particularly
The safety over the top, and you'll see right down here.
Ending ever. A free personal Suzuki dessert. An entree plus free dessert, just $13. That's a sweet deal.
and we're able to take a field goal late. There's a lot of involved.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
A mannequin standing in the room starts to move, slowly, almost imperceptibly. It doesn't shift when she looks directly at it, but when she turns away or catches it in the mirror's reflection, it seems to animate, as if trying not to be caught in the act. Jalen cleverly uses the mirror to confirm what she feared. The mannequin isn't as lifeless as it appears. What makes this video even more unsettling is what else happens around the same time. A balloon begins to float oddly, and a door closes by itself. While these occurrences might seem unrelated, some viewers believe they were meant to distract Jalen, almost as if something didn't want her to catch the mannequin moving. Each time her attention was pulled away, the doll seemed to subtly shift. Whether it's all coincidence or something more sinister, the video has sparked debate. How did the mannequin move on its own? And were the other objects actually trying to prevent her from seeing it? No one knows for sure, but one thing's certain. Jalen won't be spending another night alone in that room anytime soon. Let me know what you think. Was this all just a trick of the eye, or something truly paranormal? A mother and her baby were alone at home when something deeply unsettling was caught on camera. According to the mother, she still has no words for what she experienced that day. She explains that no one else lives in the house, just her and her baby. So, whatever was captured on camera couldn't have been a family member, and if no other child lives in the house, then who or what was this? This is what the footage shows. Out of nowhere, a child's giggle echoes through the house. The mother is startled, but what's even more chilling is that her baby is already staring toward the exact spot the sound came from, as if they saw something the camera didn't. Initially, the mother dismisses it. Maybe it was in her head. She turns away from the direction of the sound, trying to stay calm. But then, the unmistakable sound of running footsteps cuts through the silence. It's at this moment she realizes this isn't her imagination. Then her motion detector goes off. Now terrified, she quickly flees the room, clutching her baby. She later shares that one of her first thoughts was that a child had somehow gotten into the house. She searched every room, every corner, but there was no one there. No broken windows, no open doors, no sign of an intruder, just silence. The footage remains unexplained. Was it a ghost, a spirit, some kind of entity? For now, there's no clear answer. But one question still haunts the mother, and anyone who sees the video: who or what was in the house that night? The whole ordeal left a profound mark on Lily, Michael, and their children, a surreal moment that still feels unbelievable whenever they remember it. Back in 2012, a woman named Cello picked up a strange collectible, an occult necklace believed to be linked to Aleister Crowley, during an estate sale. That same year, she was struggling with addiction. Since then, her life has been shadowed by a series of unexplained and increasingly disturbing events. Most recently, on June 5, 2025, the activity escalated again. While doing dishes one evening, Cello heard unsettling noises echoing from the corridor. Curious and a bit concerned, she set up her phone to record. What the camera captured is chilling.
Okay, I'm so crazy, right? Here you go. Baby's terrified. Hold on. You're okay. You're okay. I know.
First, faint knocking. Then, the door at the end of the hallway begins opening and closing on its own. The footage distorts as if the camera itself is reacting. Moments later, her dog suddenly bolts, clearly terrified. Cello says this isn't the first time. It seems that whenever the activity ramps up, her dog senses it first. She's convinced something is attached to her. Something that never left. It was a quiet Friday night when Anton suddenly heard his doorbell ring. At first, he didn't think much of it, probably someone at the wrong door. But then it rang again and again. Each press was more urgent than the last. Something felt wrong. Curious and increasingly unsettled, Anton grabbed his phone and began recording, unaware that what he was about to capture would leave viewers across the internet shaken.
Hello?
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but there is a creepy guy who's been following me for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah?
Can I stay at your place until he's gone?
Yeah, come in.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I just hope he didn't see me coming here.
Don't move. Hide yourself. Yeah?
Hello.
What is it?
I was out for a walk with my wife and
Yeah?
we had a little argument and I lost sight of her.
Yeah, and?
Have you seen a young woman by any chance?
No, I'm sorry.
25 years.
No.
Blue eyes.
No. No, sorry, bye.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Bye. Hey. It's okay.
Through his peephole, Anton saw a woman standing at his door, visibly terrified, frozen in place. Just behind her, a man lurked in the shadows, stalking her from only a few steps away. She had clearly run to the first lit doorway she could find, and thankfully, that door belonged to Anton. His presence, combined with his decision to record and speak through the door, seemed to be enough. The man backed off, and the woman remained safe. What could have turned into a far darker situation ended without harm, all thanks to Anton's alertness and quick action. It's a chilling reminder of how real these scenarios are. Women being followed at night, predators looking for vulnerable targets. But this time, the ending was different. This time, someone was home. This time, someone cared. So, what do you think? Was this a genuine moment of danger caught on camera, or could it have been a stage setup for social media attention? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This next video comes from a mother named Gabby, whose TikTok page is entirely dedicated to documenting her daughter's life. Every milestone, every tiny moment, captured. Regina, her only child, is what Gabby calls her miracle baby, born after multiple heartbreaking pregnancy losses. So naturally, every step of Regina's journey has been lovingly filmed and shared. But among all the wholesome clips of baby giggles and first school days, a few videos have left viewers deeply unsettled. It all started when Regina was still a baby. Gabby noticed something odd. Her daughter would often crawl to the same hallway and just sit there, staring silently into the darkness. At first, it seemed like harmless curiosity, but as Regina grew older, it didn't stop.
Vente, mi amor. Vente.
Years later, Regina still stares at the same hallway. She's been seen playing tag by herself, giggling as if someone was chasing her. Sometimes she even blows kisses toward it, behaving as if there's someone there only she can see.
¿Qué pasó? Ay, Dios, ahora sí me asusté. ¿Qué pasó? Ay, Raichi. Mira, apunta para allá. ¿Qué, mi amor? Vámonos. ¿Qué, mi amor? ¿Qué hay? ¿Qué pasó? Ven, amor. Ven, amorcito, vente. Venga, mi niña. It's okay.
Gabby suspected maybe it was just an imaginary friend. That is, until things started to change. Recently, Gabby began uploading clips where Regina's behavior toward the hallway seems different. The playful energy is gone. Now she looks uneasy, almost afraid, but nothing visible in the videos explained why. That was until one night when Gabby casually filmed her daughter getting ready for bed. It was meant to be just another sweet clip until viewers noticed something chilling. As Regina goes through her routine, she pauses and points toward a nearby closet. A moment later, a dark shadow-like figure can be seen briefly passing by inside. It's subtle, fast, but unmistakable, and the timing, right after Regina points. Gabby swears no one else was home. The closet was checked. It was empty. So, what did the camera capture? Viewers believe this shadow could be what Regina has been seeing all along. The thing behind the hallway, the presence she always points at. Gabby didn't know what to think, but then it got worse. In another video, this time filmed in the kitchen, something even more disturbing occurs. While filming Regina during a quiet moment, a dark shape glides across the room, right behind them. It moves quickly from one side to the other, and then vanishes. Again, neither Gabby nor her daughter noticed it in real time, but the footage is there, and it's chilling. If Gabby was alone with her daughter, then who or what was that? And why does Regina always act like someone is waiting down that hallway? Gabby still doesn't have an explanation, but now she's more alert than ever, carefully re-watching her videos for anything unusual. Until then, all she can do is wonder if something or someone has been living in the shadows of her home, watching her daughter grow. This story comes from a woman named Sarah. On cleaning duty inside an abandoned asylum, she begins to hear strange sounds. She pulls out her phone and starts filming. That's when it happens.
Otra vez se están escuchando muchos ruidos. Oigan, ¿de dónde viene ese ruido? Se escucha como que gritaran, como si hablaran. No es nadie. Se escucha que grita. Creo que es de acá. Oigan, hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas. Que caminan, que hablan. ¿Qué podrá ser? Ay, ¿qué podrá ser? ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí, mira algo. No puede ser. No puede ser, ¿escucharon? Ahora sí sentí que alguien me tocó de verdad. Tengo que ir. No abre el pinche león. Les había dicho que se escucha mucho ruido. Voy a tener que ir por mi hija. ¡Abre! No abre. No está abriendo el elevador.
A whisper, chilling and clear. I see you. Moments later, a food cart rolls eerily down the hallway, untouched. Meanwhile, the elevator stops working entirely. But the horror didn't stay at the asylum. A few nights later, Sarah was jolted awake around 3 a.m. in her own home after hearing odd noises. She captured something strange.
El bote de la basura. Chinga. Y el pinche bote de la basura se abre y se cierra solo. Aquí se fue. Oye, ¿qué podrá ser? No mames. ¿Qué ching... Oh, ¿qué es? ¿Qué chingados es? ¡Ay! Se escucha. ¡Ay, no mames! ¿Qué es eso? El pinche bote de basura se está abriendo y cerrando solo. No manches. ¿Por qué chingados está haciendo eso?
Her bathroom trash can lid slowly opening on its own. It may seem like a small event, but her family believes something may have followed her back home. And this might just be the beginning of something far more terrifying. Real or not, that's for you to decide. On July 5th, 2025, a group of friends explored an abandoned grain silo late at night. As they descended into the pitch-black depths of the structure, a voice echoed up from below.
Can you help me? I lost my friends.
Huh?
I lost my friends.
What?
My phone said, can you please help me?
Yo, hold on. Chill.
I can't see.
No, that's Skinwalker, bro. That's Skinwalker.
Where are you guys?
Is you a Skinwalker? Go down. You're going down, bro. Are you a Skinwalker? This way, this way. Hey,
It was a girl, or so it sounded. Calmly and clearly, she asked for help, saying she had lost her friends. But something was off. Her voice didn't sound panicked. It was unnervingly calm. Suspicious, one of the boys asks if she's a skinwalker. She ignores the question and repeats the same line. I lost my friends. Realizing something isn't right, the group quickly turns around and escapes the silo. Given how deep and dark the silo is, many believe it could be a haven for mimics. Or something worse. Let me know what you think. This chilling video was recorded by a man named Anton, who lives alone in an apartment in Paris, France. On April 17th, 2024, what started as an ordinary workday quickly spiraled into something terrifying. Anton was at home, focused on his laptop, when the doorbell rang. At first, he didn't think much of it, but as he got up to check, the doorbell suddenly turned into loud, aggressive knocking. So forceful, it rattled the door. That's when Anton realized something was seriously wrong. Instead of opening the door, he trusted his instincts. He grabbed his phone and started recording. What he captured next was truly disturbing.
Open the door. Please. Open the door. Please. Please. Open the door. Please.
I really started to be scared. He stayed quiet at my door for at least 20 minutes.
I don't know if he's still here. I just called the cops. They should be here in 10 minutes.
Open the door.
And after a wait that seemed endless, the police finally arrived.
Hello, sir. You shouldn't be here, please. Let's go. For us. Let's go.
A man outside his apartment, behaving erratically, pounding on the door with increasing aggression. Anton had never seen this person before, and the man's behavior only grew more alarming by the second. Thankfully, Anton made the right decision. He called the police. Officers arrived shortly after, removed the man from the premises, and took him in for questioning. For a moment, Anton felt a wave of relief. The threat was over. Or so he thought. Later, Anton received a call from the police. What they told him left him stunned.
Hello, Mr. Wagner.
Yeah, hello?
So we proceed to arrest the individual who followed you to your home, but he has no criminal record and he has committed no offense. So I wanted to inform you that he has been released.
Wait, but If he comes back, what should I do?
Well, you'll have to call us back, sir. Have a good day. Goodbye.
The man had been released. No charges, no warning, just gone. How could someone exhibiting that kind of behavior be let go so easily? Frustrated and shaken, Anton turned to TikTok to share his story and warn others. His message was simple but powerful. There are still people out there with dangerous intentions, and moments like this can happen without warning, even in broad daylight. So, if this video reminds you of anything, let it be this: trust your instincts, stay alert, and most of all, stay safe. This video comes from the TikTok account, Dude. My house is haunted, a name that's already perfect considering what's caught on camera. The uploader begins by explaining how he saw a cabinet door slowly creak open while walking through the kitchen. He's mid-story when something strange happens.
Sometimes I could unplug it and plug it back in and it would stop doing it, but now it's making this. Whoa! Okay, see, I didn't even move. I wasn't even moving.
Again, right on cue, the same cabinet door swings open by itself, just like he described. He opens it up to show there's nothing inside. No rigging, no wires, nothing to suggest a setup. Creepy enough on its own, right? But then something else happens.
See, that snap's closed. All right. See? That's the freaking noise. Oh my freaking God. All right. Creepy crap going on in the house. Oh, man. All right.
Out of nowhere, the freezer lets out a loud, jarring bang that makes him jump. Sure, it could be a mechanical noise, but the timing feels way too perfect to ignore. What makes this clip so unsettling is how normal the setting is. Just a quiet kitchen, no creepy filters, no dramatic buildup. It's the simplicity that makes it effective. Could it all be a clever trick with fishing line or editing? Maybe. But if it's real, then something very strange is going on in that house. On July 3rd, 2025, a man going by the name Captain Casket shares his own eerie encounter. He's lived in his current home for nearly a year with no problems, until recently. A collector of spooky relics from old funeral homes, he had just received a batch of strange items from a friend. Days later, the hauntings began. While filming a video about the paranormal disturbances, viewers noticed something deeply unsettling.
Lived in this house for probably close to a year now, and I've never had anything happen here. I've never once thought that there was any kind of like haunting stuff going on or ghosts or anything like that. Until a couple weeks ago when I was given these like lab grade like test tube things. And these are like legit Pyrex brand, like super high quality glass, right? Came from a funeral home. So the other day I was up in my bedroom and I started hearing like clinking, and I don't see a move, but I'm hearing. And it's like obviously those. So I didn't think too much about it. And then a few days after that, I start seeing like little shadows in the side of my vision, right? I'm like peeking over while I'm watching TV and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, like my sleep has not been as good. Everything's just been kind of weird, right?
A shadow figure moves behind a door in the background, but Captain Casket remains unaware. As he continues explaining the strange whispers and unexplainable sounds he hears in the house, an eerie voice is captured on camera.
You've done a lot of like ghost investigation, EVP, analyzing. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that is the quality. Like, that is a perfect example of a disembodied voice.
He then reveals the spot where the shadow appeared, completely surrounded by funeral memorabilia. No hangers, no space for someone to hide. A few days later, he begins painting upstairs when, out of the corner of his eye, he sees it again.
Hello? 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 What the fuck? Who's in there? Oh, fuck.
A shadow figure. He grabs his phone and records. Noises echo from where the figure last appeared. As he approaches the door, it suddenly swings open by itself. Shaken, he turns and gets out of the house immediately. He now believes something from his collection has brought an unwanted guest into his home. Hopefully, we'll hear more updates soon. Inside an empty airplane, an airline employee begins recording a video to show what his typical workday looks like as part of the night cleaning crew. His job is to tidy up aircraft that have just landed, especially the larger ones, which tend to accumulate the most trash. Normally, once he's finished with one plane, he moves on to the next. But on this particular night, he decides to do something different. Instead of leaving after finishing his shift, he chooses to stay behind on the empty plane, just to relax and have a little fun. There were no passengers scheduled to board anytime soon, and with his work complete, it felt harmless. But what started off as a quiet moment quickly turned into something he'd never forget.
I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They gonna catch my ass if they see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark. Let's go! Let's go! Right, sitting on the back of the plane. And y'all probably think I'm insane. Probably think I'm doing this for fame. Probably think I'm doing this shit for fame.
While hiding in the back of the cabin, a sudden noise grabs his attention. He walks toward the source, only to find an eerie scene, a seatbelt whipping itself out into the aisle as if someone had just unbuckled it and stood up. But the seat was completely empty. No one was there. The motion was abrupt, unnatural, and entirely unexplainable. Startled and frightened, he rushes back to the rear of the plane, trying to collect himself. Hours go by before personnel eventually find him still inside. The encounter shook him so badly that he later posted updates about it, sharing how the experience left him deeply unsettled. He admits now that he should have never stayed behind. Whatever occurred that night, it left more than just an eerie clip. It left a man terrified, with no clear answers and no desire to ever be alone on a plane again. In this clip, a group of thrill seekers takes their obsession with adrenaline to a terrifying extreme, playing a dangerous game of chicken with a massive tanker ship. These colossal vessels generate powerful wakes capable of capsizing smaller boats or dragging riders toward their giant propellers. A group of friends is out on jet skis when they spot a towering cargo ship cutting through the water. One rider, clearly eager to get a rush, decides to get as close as possible. He reaches out to touch the ship's hull, a reckless move in any situation. But as he does, disaster strikes. He accidentally releases the dead man's switch on his jet ski, instantly killing the engine. Now adrift and powerless, he's left floating in open water, directly in the path of the moving cargo ship. The entire harrowing moment is captured on his GoPro, and it's enough to make anyone hold their breath. Miraculously, he manages to escape in time. But this close call is a stark reminder of just how quickly things can spiral out of control. So, what do you think? Was this bravery, recklessness, or simply a thirst for adrenaline? I'll let you decide in the comments. Our next clip comes from a TikTok user named Buybeck, and it was posted in May of 2025. The footage, captured by a home security camera in the dead of night, shows something truly bizarre. At first, the property looks completely calm under the cover of darkness. But if you watch closely, a ghostly figure, a woman, seems to drift across the yard.
यस्तो मान्छेका हुन्छ किन बस्यो है स्लो गरे मैले फेरि धेरै स्लो हुन्छ भनेर गम्बुट लाछ हैन मेरो गम्बुट रहेछ कपालले जिम्रिङ कपाल जिम्रिङ रहेछ ओ कपाल उड्यो यो मान्छे जे कपाल उड्यो छाया जस्तो छ हैन गम्बुटबाट माथि क्लियर देखिदैन नि के कपाल उड्दै गएको छ कपाल उडिरहेछ हैन फेरि यो गर्दा कपाल उडेको जस्तो हुन्छ के अब त्यो क्लियर गर्दा अरु केटाहरु आउँछ सर्लकै देख्छ फेरि
She moves slowly and deliberately, almost like she knows exactly where she's going. Then the footage cuts off. Now, some people believe it could be an actual person distorted by poor lighting or low camera quality. That's a fair point. Security footage isn't exactly cinematic, but the pale, hazy figure and her calm, intentional walk give off an eerie, almost otherworldly vibe. Who was she? A lost traveler? A restless spirit? Or maybe even a ghost just trying to meet her step count? You tell me. This dash cam footage, captured from a truck driving along a remote highway, reveals the terrifying moment of an ambush. A group of individuals had created an improvised roadblock using tree branches, forcing the vehicle to slow down. Hidden behind the makeshift barrier, several attackers suddenly emerged, climbing over the guardrail and launching rocks, sticks, and even chunks of concrete at the truck. According to reports, the group consisted of illegal immigrants angered by the recent demolition of a nearby makeshift camp. Their frustration turned violent as they targeted the unsuspecting driver, using the roadblock as a trap. Despite the sudden and violent attack, the driver managed to keep control of the vehicle and push past the obstruction. However, not without consequence. Several heavy objects shattered the windshield, injuring the driver and leaving him shaken. He later received medical treatment for multiple injuries and described the incident as one of the most frightening experiences of his life. This footage serves as a stark reminder of the real dangers that can arise on the road under increasingly complex and volatile conditions. The investigation into the incident is ongoing, but many are left asking, how can events like this be prevented? And what protections should be in place for those who travel these routes daily? Next up is an older video, posted way back in January of 2013, by a user named Brune9711. In it, a kid is seen playing with a tech deck skateboard. Remember those? Everything seems fine until suddenly something happens that no one expects.
Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
Out of nowhere, a chair in the kitchen scrapes loudly across the floor, as if pulled by an invisible force. It's loud enough to startle everyone, especially the family cat, which instantly bolts out of frame. The kid just sits there, frozen in shock. But before the video ends, things get even weirder. A nearby door slams shut on its own, with no one around. First the chair, then the door. It feels like something is gradually making its presence known. Sure, skeptics might argue it's just string or editing, but nothing in the clip shows where or how it could have been faked. And the way the cat reacts? That's hard to stage. Animals are known to sense things we can't. Real or not, I doubt the kid touched another tech deck for a long time after this. One quiet afternoon, two kids were goofing off in their kitchen, completely unaware that their family's Ring doorbell camera was recording everything. They had just finished watching a bunch of scary videos and were still riding the adrenaline, cracking jokes and hyping each other up. At one point, one of them laughed and boldly declared, "I ain't scared of no ghosts." And that's when things took a terrifying turn. Almost immediately after those words left his mouth, the door in front of them slammed shut, hard. No wind, no fan, no one else in the room. Just a violent, unexplained bang, like something invisible had been listening and wasn't too happy. The kids' playful energy vanished in an instant. Their laughter twisted into screams. You can see the fear wash over them as they freeze, unsure whether to run or stay put. Finally, they fling the door open and bolt, sprinting across the yard to their grandmother's house next door. Later that evening, their parents checked the footage. No drafts, no tricks, nothing that could explain what they saw. Just a chilling moment that felt like a supernatural warning. Since that day, neither of the kids has dared to enter that kitchen alone again. In the following video, a man named Benji is inspecting a property where something disturbing had reportedly happened the night before. According to what he's heard, a homeless person had broken into the building, and as the property owner, it's Benji's responsibility to check it out and make sure the intruder is removed. But what he ends up encountering is something far more unsettling than just a squatter. Benji, who often documents these visits as part of a video series about securing his vacant properties, admits that this particular house gives him an uneasy feeling. He even describes it as the one place he dreads checking. In past videos, he's dealt with squatters before, but this time, something doesn't feel right.
I know you're in there, man.
Hello? Police! I know you're in there, man. This is in your house, man.
In the first part of the video, a door appears to move slightly on its own. At first, Benji brushes it off, thinking it's probably just a draft or a shift in air pressure. It's not uncommon for abandoned or unmaintained buildings to creak and groan. But then, just a week later, he uploads a second video that forces him to rethink everything. Returning to the same house to confront what he assumes is the same squatter, Benji records the walkthrough on his phone. But what the camera captures is something unexpected.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
A dark, human-like figure standing silently in one of the rooms. It appears for only a second, almost blending into the shadows. But it's clearly there. Benji sees it in real time and does a double take. But when he looks again, the figure is gone. Even more unnerving is the behavior of the camera itself. The footage begins to glitch slightly, as if it's struggling to capture whatever it's seeing. Moments later, a door starts to partially close by itself. Convinced there's someone hiding inside, Benji rushes to confront them, but when he enters the room, it's completely empty. No squatter, no intruder, nothing. To this day, Benji admits he doesn't know exactly what he saw that night, but if he had to guess, he's certain it wasn't a squatter.